This is a Chemistry and Physics of Alternative Energy CTE pathway class. It's UC Lab approved, so they get the D Lab credit for college. They start out with physics, and the whole intent is for the students to understand the law of conservation of energy, that energy is never created or destroyed, it just constantly changes forms.
I wanted to become an engineer at first, and so I was like, hey, maybe I should take these 2 science classes. Maybe it can help me improve on my understanding of science.
For me, I like really hands-on things that, you can build and say that I built that and it works and it does things that you want it to do.
So we start out with just the basics of understanding the different forms of energy, how we generate power with just copper wire, magnets, and motion. They start out with a basic windmill Rube Goldberg project where they're doing wind and using the energy from the wind to lift a bucket, and then they will transfer that energy and fun sort of play with a Rube Goldberg machine and watch it transform different change in forms of energy.
My favorite thing is that I learn something new every day in my class, whether that be through learning components or learning about all chemical reactions and everything like that.
I've learned a lot about organization. It's organization, communication, and I think time management as well, because with some of these labs that we do, we have to really know how we're going to do everything in a certain amount of time, and it has to be in a good way, and we have to communicate with our other teammates.
And then we move on to solar photovoltaics, where they learn a lot about electricity, magnetism. We build little mini motor generators. And then we also learn series versus parallel wiring. We learn what's best for the solar photovoltaics and what wiring systems cause the highest output of power.
I remember in physics we did this solar panel to charge our phones. And then this year in chemistry we did a 3D model and did a battery. We did a battery and we put it inside a Yoshi to make Yoshi's eyes light up.
In this pathway, we also work with outside business industry and Napa Valley College as well. The other thing we do is engineering club, where students will design and compete in the yearly Tech Museum Tech Challenge, where every year they come up with a different real-world problem. This year it was hovercrafts, and they asked the students with a very limited battery supply to develop a hovercraft that could navigate different terrains.
I would definitely recommend it. I think my recommendation would be aiming more towards people that want to follow a career path, such as engineering or just any kind of sciences that could possibly be their career choice.
Through all of these projects, my end goal is that they start realizing that energy and matter are related, and that we can really just use all these different forms to create our power source for a clean energy solution to our planet.